Hi, welcome to our channel. I'm
And
Mothleen.
I'm Berlinda.
Today, we're going to be looking at a topic that most people don't really talk about: the special need parent or caregiver. Being a special need parent or caregiver, their joys and their challenges. There are many similarities between a regular, if you so, parent, but there are a lot of differences. So, for the next couple of weeks, we'll be exploring the day in a life of a special need parent or a caregiver.
And one thing I want to start off with is Mothleen, is that when I speak with parents who do not have a special needs child, many times they'll say, "Well, I understand, I'm a parent too."
Mhm.
And the first thing that comes to mind is, "No,
No,
you
you don't.
don't," because having a child with special needs and having a child that does not have special needs are two different things.
Very
Okay,
different, guys.
because when you have a child, right, who does not have special needs, you have that understanding that one day they will grow up, they will become adults, and living an independent life. When you have a child with special needs, you have in your mind, okay, when they grow up and become adults, they're only adults chronologically,
Exactly.
but not in any other way.
Not mentally.
So, yes, you are a parent for life, but when you have a child who does not have special needs, you're a parent in a different way, right? You're a parent who wants to give advice at that point. And you still love your children, but you understand that they're adults and they can make decisions for themselves. But when you are a parent with a child with special needs, at that point you're saying to yourself, what is my child going to do? Because I have to pretty much be their
They're
everything.
everything. They cannot make
It's
decisions.
decisions.
They can't do a lot of the daily living. You're basically, just think of it this way. When you have a toddler, well, just think of it that when you have a child or a loved one with special needs, you're going to be taking care of a toddler basically for the rest of your life. And I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just easier for you to vision what it's like to be a parent with a special need loved one or a child. It's a lifetime, basically, job. You're there 24/7. For example, when your child is 18, there's a different milestone. You're like, okay, they're going away to college. Depending on the severity of your loved one's case, they may not go to college. They may have to go to a daycare, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like they always say, they graduate to their parents' couch,
Couch, yeah.
which I totally disagree with that. Or let's say your child, who is, excuse me for the lack of a better word, your regular child, they'll get married. Your child with special needs, depending on the severity of the case, might not get married. Your child, your regular child, will move away, maybe, and be independent. Your
Mm-hmm.
child with special needs will probably be with you for the rest of your life, and you're doing everything for them. And again, it's joyful, but yet it's challenging.
Yeah, and one of the things I want to talk about today too is the fact that there are many people who have children with special needs, and people don't really discuss this a lot. And then you have that parent who asks that question, "Why me? What did I do to deserve this?"
Yeah.
And just to be quite frank, and I remember reading a story in the Bible where there was a blind man, and they were asking, what sin did his parents commit? And Jesus said, it was they didn't commit any sin. This was just to glorify the Lord, right? And many of times that we were believed or trained to think that unless you can bring something to the table, unless you have you have some kind of skill set to do some kind of job, you have no purpose, which is far from the truth. We were all here to glorify the Lord, right?
Yes.
And it's not just a job,
Yes.
right?
Exactly.
Or skill set that gives you purpose. Your everyone's purpose is to glorify the Lord,
Exactly.
right? And so everybody has a purpose, and not being able to go to work does not mean you do not have purpose, right?
Exactly.
So that's one thing I want to emphasize, because everybody has a purpose. Everybody does. Okay, and that's to glorify the Lord. Period.
Exactly. I'm glad that you brought that character from the Bible to help us to visualize that we all have a purpose. Let's say your loved ones is not able to work. It's okay. Maybe their purpose is to bring that smile into the home, because they
Mhm.
do. I'm telling you.
Mhm.
For example, for me, what I've learned is that I'm more patient. God
Mhm.
has brought me so much more patient, and my son has brought me so many smiles. So that's what we're going to explore in the
Yes.
next couple of weeks, a day in a life of a parent with special needs child or caregiver. So please like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.